So we are going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, words of wisdom from Colin Powell. A dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. From Colin Powell, you may all please sit down. Okay, so for those of you who don't know who I am the MC this morning. This afternoon, my name is Nelson Zide. I'm a member of the Framingham Rotary Club. We're going to start by introducing our distinguished guests. Please stand when I call your name. Our District Governor, Joyce Graff. Thank you. Our District Governor nominee, Johnny Ahern. Our Assistant Governor, Mark Vitale. Thank you. For those who are new to Rotary, Joyce will lead our district 7910 for the next year, and Johnny will follow in her shoes, a tough thing to follow, I know, in 2025-2026. We are also lucky enough to have a past district governor within our club, Dick Manolis. Where's Dick? There you go. Thank you, Dick. Now, I would like to have all past Framingham Club presidents please stand. All past presidents of our club, please stand. Give them a nice welcome. Thank you. It's a difficult job. Again, for those who are new to Rotary, you can see that this is an impressive group of individuals. Well, some Phil are impressive group. Oh, sorry, Phil. Good reason. Where's Phil now? Oh, there he is. Okay, just checking. When we ask you to step forward, please think about taking a leadership role. And finally, I would like everyone to introduce their guests today. We'll go table by table. So the guests, I'm going to start on my left for our President Patti. Could you introduce your guests?
Hi. So I'd like to introduce my son Ian. My good friend and neighbor Bailey Goldfarb. My daughter Mara McCarthy. My husband Dan McCarthy. And my very good friend and neighbor Beth.
Thank you. Javier, can you introduce the guests at your table, please, and have them stand up? Or Dave. Hi, Carlton. And do we have any other guests at table? I know we have another guest. I can see that. John, someone introduce? No? Oh, are you a member? No. Okay. Thank you. And on this table, Ed, can you introduce any guests at your table?
My wife,
And my wife Bill Walker.
And Ron, introduce your guest. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay. And I think we've introduced all our guests there already. Oh, Joyce, yes?
I brought from Brookline, Arnie Miller, who is an incoming trustee of the district.
Stand up, Arnie, from Brookline. Welcome. And on this table, on my right, could you introduce the guests, Sushil, please? Thank you. Hi, Allison. And Lino, yes? And Brenda. You can stand up again, it's okay. Thank you, Sushil. I would like to invite Johnny Ahern and Joyce Graff to the podium. Joyce has a few words she would like to share with us. So.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here. And Patti, thank you for inviting us. So I'm happy to be here. So I just want to introduce our incoming district governor, Joyce Graff. She hails from the Brookline Club, and she is looking very forward to bringing the magic of Rotary 24-25. So Joyce, come on up.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be with you all for this very special occasion for the Framingham Club. Thank you very much. It's my second time in this venue, too. I really like it. It's lovely. So thank you, Patti, for inviting us. Yes, I am honored to be here as under our new Rotary International President, Stephanie Urchek, who's chosen the theme, The Magic of Rotary. So all of us work very hard, as you have your wonderful quote from Colin Powell there. It's not just magic that it takes, but we're trying to really improve the spirit in many of the clubs, and Framingham already does very well in that respect. But making sure that all our clubs are welcoming of everyone, and that, and I see a wonderful diverse audience here today. So thank you very much for doing that. We're going to work on making sure that our projects are inclusive of not only the people who come to the club, but other people in our families and in the community. And I'm sure that we're going to have a magical year together. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Judy and Johnny. We appreciate it. And now I would like to invite to the podium Terry Banerjee. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a long time.
It's been a long time, Nelson. Thanks, Nelson. So we have not done this in 9 years. Few people who have perfect attendance, and I just thought it was a good idea. I suggested it to Patti that after 9 years, maybe we would do it. And I have these little stickers, and I have just enough to give out to the people who are getting perfect attendance today. So, and one of them, who has been aspiring to do perfect attendance since he joined, is not here today. But the first perfect attendance goes to Sean Kennedy. He did have real perfect attendance this year. The next perfect attendance award goes to Marcia. Marcia has been in the club for a year and has made every single club meeting on top of everything else she does. So if you come up here and I'll, do you have a pin on? Do you have a pin on? I need to stick this on a pin. All right, so what I have here is a little, you're gonna have to take a picture of this. Okay. I have a little, it's a perfect attendance pin. I didn't know what else to get. I've had these for quite a while, and I thought this would be a good time to use them. So it says perfect attendance. I will give it to you at the next meeting when you have a badge or something that you can wear it with. So this is Marcia. Patti, you had actually 96% real attendance. But you do so much as president that I thought it was worth it for you to have perfect attendance sticker.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm not sure. And then next would be Terry Banerjee. I've had 25 years of perfect attendance since I joined the club. Yeah, but I'm only in the middle. So Sam, I thought you weren't coming. I didn't see you here today. And they said, oh, you just walked in. So Sam and I have really worked hard at keeping perfect attendance. When we don't come, we have makeups, and I always get them from him. So Sam has 35 years of perfect attendance. So, do you have something you can put on this? All right, you don't have to come up. And the last is Dick Manilis. Now, Dick Manilis over the years has not always been to all the meetings, but he's done so much on the outside that we've considered it as perfect attendance. I want you to know that this year you have perfect attendance. You've been to every single meeting that we've had this year. So, all right. So I will give these out later on in case you want me to. I just thought some other people. Sherry has 92. Jim Patterson is 92, and John Zucchi over the years has almost had perfect attendance, missed 1 or 2 meetings every year. But so the rest of us, we don't have to have perfect attendance. We do come, but I think one of the things that now is we have the hybrid. And we're also doing a lot more in the club. The members are making more decisions, and I think that's really helping. And I think that's a great thing that you've done.
And next, I would like to bring up to the podium Bob Worth to join me here at the podium. Bob will present those members who are Paul Harris Fellows.
So, this afternoon I want to recognize the members of our club who have reached different levels of Paul Harris. And maybe I'll talk a little bit about the foundation first, because Paul Harris Honors is the name of the original founder of Rotary, and we use his name to honor people who have given to the foundation. You know, the clubs in Rotary all have their fundraisers, and with those fundraisers they give money to various organizations and charities and good things around their community. But the foundation is something for the members to give directly to the foundation, where they give their own money. And that money that goes to the foundation then comes back to various clubs all around the world to do projects even in their local community or in faraway places that may be far more needy than the places that we come from. And maybe I could just describe a couple of these projects that have happened in the last year. There have been a few grants in our district. One of them that we actually participated in along with Westboro. And Westboro does a project where they work with UMass Medical Center and provide medically tailored meals for needy people who lack the resources but require special diets. And you know, anyone knows that part of maintaining your health is how you eat, and if you have various illness, you've got to eat properly. So Westboro has been doing that for a few years, and this past year our club gave some money towards that. Another project that was done in our district is the Littleton Club financed, built, and distributed bunk beds to children who are bedless. You think, you know, that just seems to be a basic need. But, you know, the clubs look around in their community, ask around, and they find out that there are needs that are really surprising. And Littleton Club did that this year. And an example of an international project that occurred in our club is, once again, Westboro did a club where they invested or put money into the rehabilitation of mangrove area, mangrove biological area. And they put in some extra plants, put in some boardwalks, and this allowed the community, this is in Guatemala, this allowed the community to improve some of their farming, and also it helped with some of their tourism. And you know, once again, the club, and in this case, I think some of the members of the club went down to Guatemala, did some of the work, and this is work done with the local Guatemala club. So all this money is very well spent, and the foundation, because of its very good organization, has the highest rating you can have in Charity Navigator. And all of this encourages lots of giving. So this past year, you know, we've had a number of members of our club who have given generously, and we honor those members by giving them pins and recognizing them. If this is the first time they've reached a certain milestone with Paul Harris, they're considered a Paul Harris Fellow. And after that, as they give additional money, they become +1, +2, so forth. I think most of you know the system. In our system, it's to become a Paul Harris Fellow, you need to donate $1,000, and to be a +1, you need to donate a second $1,000, and it goes on to it goes on to $8,000 or $9,000 until you can become a major donor. And now what I'm going to want to do is recognize those individuals who've given. And what I want you to do is, I mention your name, just stand up, and then at the end we'll have everybody come up here and we'll get a picture. So, but actually before that, I want to make one more announcement. I've just received a very generous offer from a donor who will remain anonymous, who has 2 tickets to the New England Patriots preseason games. The tickets are on the 50-yard line. They're great seats. They're not too high up. If any individual makes a donation of $500 to the Rotary Foundation, you can have these tickets. And you can contact me, let me know. The games are August 8th and August 15th. They're Thursday evening games. And as I said, they're great seats. And it's a great, the money it's going to a great cause. I mean, this is a win-win. So, you know, think about it, get your wallets out, they're there. So, with that, let me begin with who we are honoring today. So, the first person I want to mention who is a Paul Harris Fellow is Sean Kennedy. And Sean Kennedy isn't here, but we'll, the next meeting, we'll give him his pin. We have another individual who is a Paul Harris +2 this year is Betsy Cross. Betsy is here. We have a Paul Harris +4 is Nelson Zide. Phil Ottaviani is a Paul Harris +6. Is Phil here? Lindsay Morris is a Paul Harris +7. Javier Ceballos is a Paul Harris +7. I'm a Paul Harris +7. And Phil Raymond is a Paul Harris +8. So then before you come up, I just also want to announce we have 2 major donors who reached major donor status a number of years ago, but continue to give every single year. And that is Dick Manilis and Terry Banerjee. So if everybody who I've mentioned can please come up and we'll take a group picture. Marcia, are you the photographer and the filmer, or? Oh, and and after you leave, I'll hand you your pins.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for all the Paul Harris Fellows up here. So, I have in my notes that says, please join me in congratulating these individuals for their contributions to the Rotary Foundation, which I think we did, but let's one more time. Okay. Next, I'm going to ask Javier Ceballos to join me at the podium to give out the award for the Organization of the Year.
Thank you, Nelson. You're welcome. It's fitting to follow the Paul Harris recognition and talking about the great things that Rotary does to recognize an organization that does so much for our community. JFS, Jewish Family Service of Metro West, is an organization that does almost everything for immigrants, for refugees, for the elderly, for the youth, for the students, for everyone in every sense that you can imagine. And it is probably the most inclusive organization in the area and serves the needs of everyone. And so I've been fortunate to be associated with JFS for a number of years, and I am delighted to have the chair of the board, Alison Cates, and the CEO of JFS, Lino Covarrubias, here to accept the award. So please join me in thanking JFS for everything they do for our community. And the plaque says, Organization of the Year, 2024 Jewish Family Service of Metro West, in recognition of the long-standing work providing social, health, and community service to enhance and support the lives of people in need, in service above self.
Do you want to say a few words? Oh, sure. Thank you, Javier. You don't know, Javier just came off our board after being on our board for 9 years, so I want to recognize you for that, Javier. And Javier served a really important committee, and that was a committee on all the work we do with immigrants. And as Javier mentioned, helping immigrants, of course, older adults and other cohort groups in our community that are in need is a very important part of our mission. I will say this right now, a selfish plug. Immigrants right now, you heard in the news, they're here, asylum seekers, and also refugees. And I was asking Nelson today, you have any apartments? He says, I have nothing, or homes. And we're putting out a call to action. Right now we have different things we're putting in place, particularly a program we call Golden Girls Home Share. Remember the Golden Girls project where people moving in together? We've started that, and we also are working on moving immigrant families in with older adults to provide care and also team building, community, and of course that important roof over their heads. So thank you so much for this recognition, Javier, and to the Rotary.
Yes. Well deserved. If you haven't know what JFS does, you should really go over and talk to them because they do a fabulous job in our local community. Next, I would like to invite Phil Ryman to the podium to give out the award for the Citizen of the Year. Phil?
Thank you, Nelson.
You're welcome, Phil.
So I'm not as good as Javier when it comes to speaking without my notes. This year's award goes to the individual who's devoted his time and vocation to serving the youth of the very same communities that represent Framingham Rotary. John Evans, who has served as superintendent of school at Keith Tech for the last 10 years. His leadership and vision made it possible for his students to extend their learning towards beyond traditional academic classwork to include valuable career and technology studies. Keith Tech has a reputation for student achievement, high school completion, college readiness, and employable skills. Keith Tech for John, his commitment to career and technical education has been a lifelong journey. He earned a Bachelor of Arts degree from Providence College, as well as a master's degree in education and certificate of advanced educational studies from UMass Boston. After working as a counselor at the Massachusetts Rehabilitation Commission, John joined Keith Tech in the 1996-97 school year as a guidance counselor. In his 28-year tenure at Keith Tech, John served as a guidance counselor, guidance admissions director, director of student services, and principal before becoming superintendent. In addition to his accomplishments at school, John actively supports Framingham Rotary by enabling us to attend to our goals. Keith provides us with a physical home to achieve some of our fundraising activities, such as the craft fair and pancake breakfast. And by the way, Keith is also a great place, our location for us to do our scholarship luncheon, which we had just recently, where we awarded 12 high school students from the 4 various countries, municipalities that we serve. We have a great relationship with Keith Tech, and for a number of years, and thank you, John, for your continued support in that area. So I'm here to present the 2024 Citizen of the Year Award to John Evans. John, come up here. Let me read this. John Evans, Superintendent, Keith Technical High School. Do we need to correct that one? There's no regional in it.
That's good.
In recognition of your dedication and leadership in providing high school students with expanded paths for academic success and service above self. June 24th. 2024.
Okay. Thank you very much, Phil, and thank you to all in the Framingham Rotary who allowed for this award to happen. I humbly accept it on behalf of my school, which has a great team of educators and an amazing group of students. We really do value the relationship with the Framingham Rotary. I'm amazed at the consistency of the faces I see from when I was in the Rotary about a decade ago, and we're extremely grateful for all you've done, not only for the community, but directly for our graduates in the form of scholarships. It's really changed the lives and the trajectory of a lot of young people. So I value this partnership. I'm grateful for this recognition, and I thank you very much.
Okay. And next, I want to call back to the podium Terry Banerjee to present the Rotarian of the Year Award.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm not glad I'm third because I'm the worst without looking at notes. Here we go. So I am truly honored to introduce our Rotarian of the Year. I don't think I can say too many things about this person before we all know who it is, if we don't already. In actuality, I've known this Rotarian of the Year for several years going back to our auctions, but we never really interacted until this person started attending our Rotary meetings last year. This year's awardee has just completed 1 full year with our club. From the moment started attending meetings in March, this person jumped in and participated in almost all of our projects. This person is a proud veteran and helps other veterans, is a member of the Greater Framingham Church with Pastor Lloyd, involved with Missions of Virtue, sorting clothes, Greater Framingham Church food packing on Fridays, Touch a Life, Save a Life, a Downtown Framingham Inc. board director, singer with caroling with Voices of Metro West, volunteers at Hoops and Homework, works with another organization that has clothing and toys that she distributed to the refugees, and I'm sure there's much more on this list that I don't know about. Do we know yet? All right, so since joining our Rotary Club, she has attended and participated in almost every event that we've had, and this is on top of all the previous ones I've just mentioned. She helped with the refugees last summer, concerts on the Common, pancake breakfast, Pearl Street Cafe almost every month and goes additional times even when the club isn't scheduled. Craft fairs, both of them, fireside chats, our socials, a pop-up food pantry at Pelham Learning Center, cleanups with Keep Framingham Beautiful, and the Repair Cafe. And again, I'm sure I've left something out of that one. After being introduced on June 5th of last year, she not only has not missed any of our club meetings, but immediately began attending our board meetings and attending Rotary Leadership Institute, district learning sessions, and the district meeting that was held in May. In addition, she has procured 3 speakers, one of which was required, but 2 more, and she sponsored 2 new members. She is clearly an avid and dedicated volunteer. I know this is long, but I think you do this. Almost always has thoughtful questions and comments after our speakers' presentations. I think she is proudest of being a vet, having spent 8 years in the Army to give back to the country which had given her opportunity. The Army, she is sure, helped her become the woman that she is now. Did I mention that she has an associate's degree in broadcasting? And that on top of everything else, she's a photographer and videographer for the club, as well as almost every other organization she works with and every event that she attends. As you could see today, she would not eat her lunch. We finally got her to eat. In fact, when there are multiple organizations at an event, she is working for all of them, as she did at the Flag Day Parade this week, going back and forth between the Rotary Club and the vets and all the other groups. I read that she said free speech is important to her. It allows her to tell her story, which she does with aplomb. Did I mention that in addition to all that I've already mentioned, and has produced a weekly show for the Greater Framingham Church, has produced our Education Fund program for the past 2 years, not to mention all the photographs and videos of our meetings, as well as many other shows that you can find on her YouTube. I'm getting exhausted just telling you about this. The wonderful and time-consuming activities that she does. And it's not just the videoing. It's such a pleasure to talk to Marcia. She's such a wonderful person. She doesn't realize that she doesn't have to continuously take pictures and videos and not take time to enjoy the events for herself. But I think she truly loves all the things she does. We're lucky that she has brought so much to our club, her enthusiasm, her insights, her friendship, her donations, and giving of time. She didn't even stop when she had her accident and was strangled by a neck brace. She comes to us from Access Framingham, where she won the Access Framingham Citizen of the Ward Year in 2015. Her classification here is Access Framingham Volunteer, but I would guess her whole community would claim her as their volunteer. So this year's Rotarian of the Year exemplifies our motto of service above self. Thanks so much to Nelson Zide, who sponsored her, and please welcome Marcia Sharpe as our Rotarian of the Year. Somebody else will take the picture. So here's the plaque. And since the Rotarian of the Year 2024, Marcia Constance Sharpe. Oh, I should lose the mic. In sincere appreciation and recognition of your distinguished service, loyalty, and devotion to the ideals of Rotary in service above self, June 24th, 2024. Thank you so much. Oh, and I also want to add that it's really good thing she's getting this award now because she's coming onto the board of directors, as you'll find, and our board of directors cannot be citizens of the or Rotarians of the Year in our club.
So, my name is Marcia Sharpe, and United States Army veteran, as Terry had mentioned, an immigrant from Jamaica. And what I realized when I came to America, I was so appreciative of being here. And I prayed about it and I said, Father God, what way can I contribute to the American society? And I chose to volunteer. It has been a pleasure to volunteer in all of the organizations that I've been involved with. I'm involved with the Women's Veterans Association in Boston. I'm involved with the American Legion Association, Framingham. I am on the one of the directors of the Downtown Framingham Inc., Rotary. I'm part of Rotary. Various organizations. I'm part of the Greater Framingham Community Church. I enjoy what I do. And I always say to person, find something in your community that you can do, you know. There's so much things that someone can volunteer with. You have the food pantry. You have various organizations that always need persons to volunteer. So I enjoy what I do, and I'm grateful that the Rotary Club accept me. When I joined, it's like I was, you know, at a point where what other organization or what else can I do? And that's always what I'm always trying to seek out. In what way can I help someone? There are so much people out there that need help, and there are so many resources in Framingham also for persons, but they're not aware of it. So thank you so much, Patti and the Rotarian organization for accepting me in their organization. I appreciate what I do, I enjoy what I do, and I'll continue doing what I do because I enjoy it.
All right. So, next, I would like to invite Dick Manilis to come to the podium to induct our newest president.
About 25 years ago, I inducted a friend of mine as president of the Montechusett Rotary Club. And for the occasion, I put together a poem that hasn't seen the light of day for 25 years. So I thought it might be appropriate with a few change in words to use today. It's entitled The President's Chair. So again, you're going to be president and sit in the president's chair to lead Framingham Rotarians and be in the spotlight's glare. In all positions you've held so far, we know you've done your best, and the members here all think you're fine, but again, you must pass the test. It's 24/7, not just Monday noon, that'll show a president's heart. You'll be a true Rotarian and a leader who lives the part. Will you initiate new projects and keep the club on a roll? Each member must have involvement as you strive for every goal. A member turns to the president to find out what to do first, where to turn and how to help. 'Tis you who must quench that thirst. Are you familiar with the foundation and all that it has done? Will you support the district's projects and make involvement fun? Service above self is our motto to guide you along the way. Following it is what you ought to, and promote it every day. Do you understand the four-way test? Because it's tried and true. It's a guide that will serve you best in all you say and do. At each meeting, our bell is present and is rung with great flair. But you must be a beacon tower when you sit in the president's chair. Okay. Patti, before I install you, which is the start of the new Rotary year, there's only one way we can conclude this past Rotary year. We've had a good year. We accomplished a lot. We reestablished ourselves as one of the top 3 clubs in the district, and it was because of the hard work and dedication of our club president. The only way to end this year is with a standing ovation. So everybody. So Patti, if you will come forward. A year ago when I installed you, I asked you 3 questions.
Okay.
And you answered them. This year, there's just one question.
Okay.
Are you ready to go?
Ready to go. Let's go. I am ready to go.
Okay. Well, by the power vested in me, which is either actual or imaginary, I hereby install you as president for the Rotary year 2024-2025 for the Framingham Rotary Club.
Thank
Congratulations. Congratulations to the club. As the first act of the new year, I'd like to present to you a plaque in recognition of your service to the club this past year. And a past president's pin, complete with simulated diamond in the middle.
Ooh, nice. Got it.
Why don't you figure out where, oh, you already have one.
No, this is, that's different. Thank you.
Okay, and the microphone is yours.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would, I guess, you've already heard a lot of what we've done, what we've accomplished through our volunteers and through everything else. But first, I want to say thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come here. And thank you for Joyce and Johnny for coming here, and Mark. This was, it's always an honor to be in the room with people who show what Rotary can do. You guys exemplify all the great in Rotary. This table is full of magic and full of a lot of great service above self projects. So it feels like I was just standing here a year ago, because I was standing here a year ago doing this same thing. Taking on this role was not a difficult decision. I love Rotary. I've loved it from the moment I've joined it. I like working with everyone. All of the projects that we do are done because of the team effort and the people who work together. I try to lead, and I try to lead by example, but you guys are doing the work. So I have a lot of things to talk about because we did a lot, but you're getting 2 speeches in one, so bear with me. We held 40 meetings and had 30 speakers, and we ordered 403 lunches from Chick-fil-A. When anyone asks me what Rotary does, I always say we raise money and we give it away. So this year, we raised close to $30,000, even without the carnival, but thanks to Phil Ryman and Gail, we had 2 craft fairs this year, and their marriage survived. The other fundraising was the pancake breakfast with Lindsay, who's online. He organized that for us, and then our combined golf tournament with the YMCA. So we have to think about ways we can raise money this year coming, and we will do it. We have some great, we already have the pancake breakfast in line, and we have 1 craft fair in line, thanks to Janice. So, but we didn't keep the money. We gave it all away. We gave to the local food pantries in all of the 4 towns, because we are Ashland, Framingham, Holliston, Hopkinton. We gave it to Jeff's Place for their holiday shop. We gave it to Jewish Family Services to assist them with the support of the refugees. We gave it to Daniel's Table when they had a freezer that broke. We did a pop-up food pantry for the Pelham Learning Center. We gave away $14,000 in mini grants to 14 different charities within the Metro West area. We funded an international, thanks to Dick, an international project with Ukraine, which I mentioned last year, but where students, we got coloring books for the students who could identify unexploded ordinances and then know to stay away from them. So we had, not only did we give away money, but we did service projects, because Rotary is service above self. We did numerous service hours last July when we got the call to action for helping with the refugees. I don't know how many meals Marcia served, how many things she pulled out of her basket of goodies. She had a lot of things that she gave away, toys, clothing, and helped with the refugees. We provided clothing for the Pelham Learning Center with their closet that if you may remember, Thomas set that up, and we've all been donating clothes to it. We've given to the Rotary Foundation, and we supported all the Giving Tuesday efforts of the district, and from what I understand, we were the biggest club to donate on that Giving Tuesday. We served meals to the veterans at the Plymouth Church. We served meals once a month at Pearl Street. We assisted with the meal distribution at the Framingham Greater Church, and we helped with the annual Curtis family Thanksgiving dinner. Apparently, we like food. We like to serve food. We did our day of service at Framingham Butterworth Park. Sue Shield provided Laughter Without Jokes to the Callahan Senior Center. We helped out at the Ashland High School Reality Fair. We participated in the Flag Day Fair Parade. We helped with 3 repair cafes. We attended the Taste of Metro West, which is a really fun night for the group of us who went. And then we also sponsored life rings at all the 3 Framingham beaches so that they would have life buoys. And we haven't taken that picture yet. We have to go and take the group picture and unlock those life buoys. We sponsored 10 students for RILA, and then several of us went to RILA over the weekend and had a really fun time helping the students through their leadership. We welcomed 6 new members, and we also like to socialize. So we got together from Concerts on the Green. We went to the Woo Sox game. We're going to do that again. So again, I'm going to weekly plug for the Woo Sox game. If you're interested in joining us, it's a Sunday afternoon, July 14th. It's going to be a really fun time. You sit in the right field side. You have a buffet of food. You have a discount at the pro shop, and you get to have a really fun afternoon with all our Rotarian clubs.
And we need more people.
We have about 20 tickets left to sell. We had a barbecue at our house, and we raised money for the Rotary Foundation, so thank you, Dan, for helping me out with that, and my family. And we'll be doing that again, too. Have to pick a date for that one. We celebrated the holidays with the Charles River Club, and we played mini golf with the Marlboro Club. And those are 2 really fun activities, and we hope to, again, get more going with our other clubs. We had our fireside dinners at different homes and restaurants, and we supported Pints for Polio. We gathered at Exhibit A and 135 Grill for nights out, and we will continue to do fun nights of fellowship again. One of our greatest accomplishments this year was the Innovation Challenge that Dr. Sushil Bhatia did for us. So we worked with Framingham High School and our superintendent, Bob Tremblay, and students came together. We worked with the engineering tech class, and they worked in teams and developed 5 or 6 different model projects for us to observe. And they brought we set up a Shark Tank-like environment, and they had 3 judges there, and students came in, they did PowerPoint presentations, they modeled their product, and it was really a nice afternoon. And then those students who won were awarded cash. And so we're going to do that again next year. And Sushil, you're not going to be on the hook for the money. I'm already working with a local bank who has offered to sponsor those prizes this year. And the Ed Fund. The Ed Fund that Terry is our chair of gave away $54,000 in scholarships to 12 students, which is an amazing amount of money. I talk to other clubs and they give away a $5,000 or a $10,000 scholarship. We give away that much money to 12 students. So that's pretty impressive. Now we just have to get those students back into Rotary. For our club service, as you may remember last year, I stood here and said, fasten your seatbelt, we're going for a ride. And we were successful in getting 3 club awards. We got the Bronze Award for club service, the Gold Award for community service. Again, I'm going to attribute that to Marcia. And then we won the Bronze Award for overall best club. So that's the 3rd award. This year, we're going for gold. And I won't say all 3, but we're going for gold. So this year, let's plan to win some more awards. We already have so many things planned, as I mentioned. We're going to work at Pearl Street again. We'll work with the other nonprofits, the other food pantries. We'll gather at the concerts, and we'll support each other in fellowships. We will continue our traditions that we have, and we'll get bigger and better with our projects. Perhaps Dick has something up his sleeve with an international project for us. He's going to present some great ideas for us next month. But as Joyce has said again and again, the role of the president is not to stay in power. That's not my goal. It's not my dream. I don't want to be here a 3rd year in a row. We're going to start to get the pipeline going so that we have really strong committees coming up and a strong president-elect coming up with Sean. And we're going to make it work so that Sean can take over next year. And then after that, we have Rosalind coming after. So we are going to work together to get the whole group rising up. Stephanie Yurchuk, as you had mentioned, is the next Rotary International President, and she has chosen the theme, The Magic of Rotary. And as I mentioned, I thought I had a magic wand here, but maybe we'll bring back the Roaring 20s instead. So when she went to Haiti, it was a mission trip, and she was showing a little child how to use the water filtration and how they could pour the water in and then get drinking water out. And the little boy said, "Wow, that's magic." So that's where she came up with the magic of Rotary. So thank you for joining us today. I'm looking forward to working with you, and let's make some magic happen. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I have to ring the bell. Ring the bell. Meeting is adjourned. You have 15 minutes. But please, I want to take a few pictures, so I'd like Marcia to put her phone down and come on over and give it up here for some pictures.